Good morning, everybody. My name is Bobby Jenkins. I'm the chair of the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. I want to welcome you to Austin, Texas today. I just drove in myself from Marble Falls, and I don't think we could have a more spectacular morning for a meeting in Austin than what we've got going on right now. So welcome to Austin. I'm glad that you're here for our 2017 Texas Higher Education Leadership Conference. And if you've never been to this meeting before, I hope that you're going to enjoy it. I know that you're going to be exposed to a lot of good information. You're going to hear some very interesting speakers, and we really appreciate you being here. Before we begin the agenda today, I have a couple of quick announcements. We are sold out, which is really cool and exciting, for the Star Awards luncheon and ceremony tomorrow. So if you have registered for day 2 and your travel schedule changes such that you're unable to join us for the Star Awards luncheon tomorrow, please let staff at the coordinating board know at the registration desk right outside here so that we can take your seat and give it to somebody else, because we have a waiting list, which is really wonderful. I hope that you don't leave, though. The Star Award luncheon is absolutely one of the highlights of the entire year. Seeing what's happening at other institutions across the state and the wonderful work that's being done, I always find it to be the highlight, and I find it to be inspirational. So that I know that you have lots of other responsibilities beyond your service to the state as a regent, trustee, or education leader. And I want to thank you for your commitment to the state of Texas, for your leadership and support in helping students, our communities, and our state. We're indebted to you for your commitment, leadership, and so many other contributions that you bring to each of your institutions. This morning, we're assuming that many of you are new in your position. I know we have some that have been in a position for a while, but for those of you who have been in a position for some time, we hope that we cover information today that will be of interest to you and will give you the opportunity to ask questions that will lead us into a more interactive discussion. That's really what happens at these meetings. It's not just what happens up here at the podium. It's really about what are the conversations that we can spark between all of us out there. To give you just a little bit of historical perspective as to what we're doing here and why we're all here together, back in the 90s, the Texas legislature decided that the coordinating board should provide training opportunities for newly appointed university regents, and then they extended that to newly elected 2-year college trustees during the 82nd Texas legislature back in 2011. Through the years, we've learned the benefits of extending invitations to other higher education leaders as well. That way we can all get together at least once a year and have the opportunity to discuss our common goals, enhance our knowledge and understanding of key higher education issues. Today we want to be sure that you're aware of the state's rules, got to have that, the regulations and statutes that apply to your service on the governing board. And we want to be sure that you're aware of the state higher education accountability system and how you can use it to find data and other information that would be of very much value to you in your position. Finally, we want to make sure that you're aware of the long-range higher education strategic plan for the state of Texas. How many of you are aware of 60 by 30 Texas? Would you raise your hand? Fantastic. Nothing better than that. That is our higher ed plan that builds on the success of the Closing the Gaps plan, which brought us from 2000 to 2015. The new plan was adopted by the coordinating board in July of 2015, and in November of 2015, Governor Abbott formally announced the launch of 60 by 30 Texas when we were up in McKinney, Texas early that year. So 60 by 30 Texas is designed to establish a globally, this is important, a globally competitive workforce in Texas by 2030. The plan was developed over 18 months by the Texas Higher Education Strategic Planning Committee, which included business, education, and leaders from all across the state of Texas. You're going to be hearing a lot more of 60 by 30 Texas during our State of Higher Education luncheon later today. And so you'll be getting an update of where are we and an update as to how the plan's going. For now, I just want to say that in order for Texas to succeed in achieving the goals outlined in the new plan, we're going to need everyone's help and support, again, like we did in Closing the Gaps. Success is going to rest heavily, and I think this is one of the key points and what we all have to be focused on and thinking about, because success is going to rest very heavily on the collaboration between K-12 education, higher ed, and the workforce. All of that has to be in complete alignment for us to hit the goals that are stated in 60 by 30 and to, once again, have a globally competitive workforce. At the coordinating board, we're optimistic that our shared commitment for helping our students and our state will assist us in all of those collaborations. And you'll hear from the commissioner talking about all those wonderful collaborations that we're all on the same page. So we're ready to get started. We have some excellent speakers and discussion leaders for the opening session, and they will cover different aspects of higher education governance for us. I strongly encourage you to talk, ask questions, and express your ideas. We have wireless microphones throughout that we'll be able to hear one another, so don't hesitate. If you've got a question, bring it up. We want this to be a dialogue. We want this to be a discussion, so please don't hesitate. For the Leadership Dynamics panel with our legislators this afternoon, we have index cards that will be available on your tables for the purpose of gathering your questions. Please simply write down your questions on the index card and pass the card to a coordinating board staff member so they can provide your question to the Association of Governing Board Senior Fellow George Pernsteiner, who will then be facilitating the panel that will be discussed. The discussion will be Senator Paul Betancourt and Representatives Dr. John Zarwas and Donna Howard. So that'll be this afternoon. We'll have that kind of panel discussion. Very interactive is what the objective is. And so I know that you will find that to be very, very interesting. So you should have received a folder. I think everybody has one of these. In that you have a hard copy of our conference agenda for today and for tomorrow, a roster of our conference registrants, a flash drive, and a comprehensive listing of the materials that are included on the flash drive. There are also some particularly important legal handouts regarding the responsibilities of board members. So once again, we've got to check some boxes on this program today. All the materials, including our presenters and panelists' PowerPoint presentations, are on the flash drive that you received. And so they're downloadable directly from the Coordinating Board's Leadership Conference registration website for your convenience when traveling to cut down on printing costs. So you've got everything electronically, everything you could possibly need from this meeting, you've got either in this or on that flash drive. So please make sure that you avail yourself to it. The materials are located under the link Conference Materials. So it'll be under the welcome on the PowerPoint slide. So all of that will be there. So I'm excited about the next 2 days. I hope that you really find some benefit. I hope that you make some new connections, some new friends, start some new relationships. This is the opportunity for all of us to truly learn from each other. And that's what the magic of this meeting is, because this doesn't happen very often. So once a year, to bring all of us together to learn from each other and to have good discussion is a real big advantage for the entire state of Texas. I'm going to turn the program over now to my colleague, the Vice Chair of the Higher Education Coordinating Board, Mr. Stuart Stedman. Stuart, take us to the next spot.